Yo, 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 yo. What's up, boys? Alright, gonna make this public again. So if you are from the YouTube side of things, make sure you come over to DFS Sports, 1S. So DF Sports, we absolutely crush fantasy basketball over here, especially showdown slates. We absolutely destroy them. So make sure you come over to this Reddit and find my post. My username is shook_dash. Unfortunately, I'm not posting cores anymore, but I can tell you guys who I like, etc. You can ask me questions whenever. You can talk strategy with others as well. Best community in the DFS industry, and it's not even close, and it's all completely free. You're not paying $50 for a freaking Discord, or you're not, completely free. Talk strategy. We absolutely just murder NBA DFS. So make sure you come over here. I post all the updates throughout the day with the news that comes out. And you can basically, ask me some questions as well. Um, as long as your questions don't go about me helping you build your lineup, then it should be okay. So yeah, make sure you come over here. And also, I show you my lineups every day, so you know I'm a winning player, and you know the content that I'm giving you is acceptable. So, first off, it's Call of Duty season. Just absolutely smashed Call of Duty today, so that was fun. We can go over my lineups from the other night. So, I went Jaylen Brown, the captain, in both with Tatum, Curry, Horford, Draymond, and Iguodala. And then I went same lineup, but Wiggins instead of Draymond Green. Or Wiggins instead of Al Horford. Both easily cashed, more than a min cash. So yeah, last year we absolutely destroyed the NBA Finals, so likely gonna happen again. So make sure, like I said, come over to the Reddit. I can't guarantee you're gonna win money, but I can guarantee talking with us, you are going to have an edge, 1,000%. So absolutely smashed. Um, if you guys are interested, I can show you what I played for Call of Duty. If you guys play Call of Duty, I don't know if you guys do. Dashi, Hydra, Shotzi, Paul, Havoc, and uh, yeah, that was it. So let's go over the slate. Let's get her done. Get her done. Also, if you guys are on the YouTube side of things, I don't take this seriously. I am not professional at all. I don't give a shit about the YouTube shit. I don't care about followers. None of that. None of that. Just unfiltered shit. If you ever need to get a hold of me, message me on Reddit, comment here, or you can message me on Twitter. That is the best way to get a hold of me if you ever need to. So let's go over the slate. Boston and Golden State. Let's just do it. Let's do it. Golden State 5th in pace and 8th in defensive rating. So I was pretty correct. So a lot of people didn't know what the rotation was going to look like for game one in this series. And I went over it in my last video, and I was pretty correct on what the rotation was going to look like for this team. I said Robert Williams probably plays around 20 minutes. He played around 20. I said Grant Williams, he was the only guy I got wrong. I said around 25 minutes for him. He only played 16. I said Peyton Pritchard would be in the rotation. He would play a little bit more. He, in fact, did play a little bit more. And I said Derek White was going to continue to have a good role on this team, and in fact, he did. So, let's go over the slate. Jason Tatum, 10.4K. Jaylen Brown, 9.6K. Now, Jaylen Brown is only $800 cheaper than Jason Tatum. I'm just going to prefer Jason Tatum every time. His floor is just much, much higher, and his ceiling is much, much higher. Like, he shot 3 of 17, still went for 40 fantasy points. Obviously, we know he's a good defender as well. I like the matchup for him too. Um, Outside of other guys, obviously it's not a good matchup, but outside of other guys, I think his matchup's fine. Might not be the best actually now that I think about it, but still, it's Jason Tatum, right? But yeah, floor plus ceiling with him is just extremely low and high. Good defender and get you blocks, steals as well. Probably gonna play 40 plus minutes too. So yeah, I think Tatum looks good. I might give a small lean to Steph, but I think Tatum looks great. Jaylen Brown, like I said, 9.6K. I'd much rather just pay for Tatum. Um, that doesn't mean Jaylen Brown can't still outscore Tatum. I went to Jaylen Brown as the captain last slate, ended up working out absolutely massively. He had a ceiling game. Um, yeah, Jaylen Brown still has a ceiling. He can still definitely outscore Tatum. He'll still do peripheral stats as well. And we obviously know everyone on Boston is a good defender and get you stocks. So, yeah, well, I think Jaylen Brown isn't like a must play for me at this price tag since he's so close in price to Tatum. I still think he's a fine play for me. Now, the mid range guys are where we really want to focus on this slate. I think the mid range is just absolutely juiced on this slate. So, Marcus Smart, 8K, did lose minutes last game, but I'm not too worried about that really. I'm expecting over 35 minutes from him. Obviously, he's defensive player of the year, phenomenal defender, can probably averages like a steal and a block a game, their primary ball handler, good rebounder, just a guy that can stuff the stat sheet. And at 8K, Marcus Smart is just too cheap. Like, there's no way around getting to it. And people might see he only played 30 minutes and might fade. I think that is definitely a mistake, in my opinion. So yeah, I think Marcus Smart definitely looks like a pretty good mid-range play. I think Al Horford looks pretty good again. Al Horford's a guy that, can do everything. Now, I'm definitely going to expect some shooting regression from three here. Um, he's not going to shoot 6 of 8 again, but, but, he's not going to get 6 rebounds again. And I'd assume he'd still average around 3 to 5 assists. So, well, yeah, he did shoot amazingly well. He's going to do a better job rebounding the ball, especially with Robert Williams playing limited minutes. Um, and he shot terribly until that fourth quarter. So, like, he really went alive in that fourth quarter. But you know what you're getting from Al Horford, right? You're getting 35 minutes, 35 to 40 minutes from Al Horford. You're getting a good rebounder. You're getting a good defender. You're getting a guy that can actually get you a few assists as well. And you're getting a good scorer and a good shooter. So I think Al Horford looks good. I think he looks like one of the better mid-range plays. My only concern with Al Horford is after last game, after having a ceiling game, he might be a little bit over-owned. So maybe I'll give the edge to Marcus Smart that I like a little bit more for tournaments. I think for cash games, it's still smart for me. But yeah, I don't think you can go wrong with both of the Boston mid-range guys. I think both look good. Now, the Golden State guys in the mid-range look really, really good too. So you're gonna have to make some tough calls there. I think optimal might be getting to one of them and then going to the Golden State mid-range. But yeah, I think these two mid-range guys definitely look good. If I had to rank the 5 starters for Boston, point per dollar, Tatum, Smart, Brown, Horford, in my opinion. So yeah. But I like all of them. I like all of them a lot. Robert Williams, 6.4K, nothing more than a contrarian play for me. Only a play for large field tournaments for me. 20, 25 minutes for him at this price point, it's not enough minutes to really pay off this price tag. He can still go for like 30 plus, but at 6.4K, that's what you want. You want 30 plus from your guy, like 20, 25 minutes for Robert Williams. He doesn't really have a ceiling, right? He needs to be playing 30 plus minutes to really have a ceiling game at that price. He's not going to go for 4 blocks and his steal again as well. And with Al Horford playing alongside him, it definitely caps his rebounding upside too. So Williams is nothing more than a contrarian play for me. He's going to be extremely low owned. So if I was playing 150 lineups, I would definitely have exposure to him. But if I'm doing like single entry, 3 max, probably just going to full fade Robert Williams for me. And Derek White, I mean, I'm going to expect him to be a huge part of this rotation. And it really makes sense, right? It really, really makes sense for Derek White to be playing. Golden State's one of the best 3-point shooting teams in the league. Golden State's one of the best offensive teams in the league. So Boston needs offense out there. Like, sure, Grant Williams can hit a few corner threes, but Derek White is going to generate you offense. And, you know, if Tatum's struggling, if Brown's struggling, if Smart's struggling, they have Derek White out there to pick things up. So I actually think it makes sense for him to continue to play around 30 minutes. Um, and I'm going to expect that to continue to happen. And the price didn't move. So, well, I do think Derek White is a very good play at 5.4K. I do think he's going to be overowned. Um, ownership into consideration, I don't think he's a good play. But if you take out ownership out of consideration, yeah, Derek White's definitely a solid play at 5.4K. Like, pretty good play. He's just going to be extremely, extremely popular. And he still has a low floor. So, yeah, kind of indifferent on White. Solid, but going to be overowned. Grant Williams only played 16 minutes last game. Now, I don't know if I expect that to continue here. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if he goes out there and plays 30 minutes tomorrow or Sunday, but I also wouldn't be surprised if he only plays 16 minutes again. Um, and for Grant Williams to get there, he really needs the minutes to pay off his price tag. So if he's only going to play 15 minutes, you're dead. You're basically dead. If he's going to play 30 minutes at 4.2K, he could win you a tournament. He could go for like 25 plus if he plays 30 minutes, but extremely, extremely risky play. It really depends on how much they're going to play um, Derek White and Peyton Pritchard, as well as Robert Williams. So very risky play there. Interesting play for tournaments. I honestly have no idea how much he plays. I really, really don't. But he's going to be unowned. Daniel Theis was in the rotation, but I don't expect that to happen again, so not going to go there. And then Peyton Pritchard. I said he would enter the rotation again because it's game one. Now, let's take a look at the rotation. They don't have it up, but I'm pretty sure he played in the fourth more than he would have. Peyton Pritchard, minute-wise, probably expecting 10 to 12. So 3.6K, I think is a fine option, but I think the Golden State value definitely trumps Peyton Pritchard. So nothing more than a contrarian play for me value-wise. The good thing with Peyton Pritchard, though, he's a good point per minute guy. You know, he's a good facilitator. He's going to be productive when he's on the court. So when he gets minutes, he's going to be doing something with his minutes. But I don't think he plays enough minutes to really win you a tournament at that price tag. All right, let's go on over to Golden State. Boston, 7th in pace and 2nd defensive rating. So Steph Curry had a phenomenal first quarter. Kind of cooled off after that, but yeah, I still love Steph Curry here, right? With how Golden State's moving the ball, and I know I sound like a broken record here, Steph Curry's peripheral stats have gone up extremely. I'm not expecting that to change. His rebounding has gone up as well. I know this isn't Dallas, but he's been doing a better job rebounding the ball. I'm not going to expect him to average 6 rebounds a game, though, but if he can continue to do a good job rebounding, and with the way Golden State's moving the ball around, with his assist stats going up as well, I think Steph Curry makes for a phenomenal spend up with a decent floor with just an insane ceiling with how good of a shooter Steph Curry is. He could just win you all the money, right? So Steph Curry looks phenomenal at the top here. Klay Thompson, the boomer bust play between all of the mid-range guys. More often than not, he is going to kill your lineup. But one every like 5, 6 games, I would wait for game 6 because that's when I usually do it. He'll have a ceiling game, obviously, because he's very reliant on scoring. We saw last series that he was rebounding the ball very well. I said in the last video that was not going to continue against Boston. I expect that not to continue as well, so the floor for Klay Thompson just is even lower. But we all know if he's hitting his shots, he has an insane ceiling. So just a tournament play for me. Very, very boomer bust. And then I'm in love with these mid-range plays once again. I'm in love with Wiggins. I'm in love with Draymond Green. These guys' price tags are just way too cheap. Like Andrew Wiggins is a guy that's, obviously a very good perimeter defender, get blocks, steals. He's going to be aggressive on the offensive end as well. Probably going to play close to 40 minutes too. Yeah, he's just entirely too cheap. I think Wiggins looks great. I think Draymond Green looks great once again. Now, Kevon Looney still played 25 minutes. I thought that there was a chance that Kevon Looney was still going to play around 25 minutes. I actually think Kevon Looney is going to lose minutes in this game. So with Kevon Looney losing minutes most likely, that just boosts Draymond's floor with the rebounds. So I think Draymond at 7K looks phenomenal in the mid range. I absolutely love Draymond Green on the slate. Just his floor, man. Double double upside, triple double upside as well. Played huge minutes as well. Like this is an ultra floor game for him. Shot 2 of 12, still went for 30 fantasy points. So in my opinion, Draymond Green is one of, if not the best mid-range play on the slate. I absolutely love him. Kevon Looney played 25 minutes, had 3 blocks, still only went for 27 fantasy points. Now, Kevon Looney is a point per minute guy. Like, he averages about a fantasy point per minute. I actually think Kevon Looney is going to lose minutes next game for Otto Porter Jr. So for me, at 6.8K, I just can't do it. I can't do it with everyone healthy. Now, Kevon Looney's definitely been productive. If you think he plays 25 minutes again, be my guest. He's a fine play, but I actually think he loses minutes here. Jordan Poole, I really like for tournaments. Um, he struggled last game, picked up a little bit of ownership. That ownership is going to drop extremely. I wouldn't be surprised if Jordan Poole is 10% owned, and nothing has changed, right? He just had a bad game, and all the other questionable guys are in, but excuse me, guys. I'm still expecting around 25 to 30 minutes from Jordan Poole. We know Jordan Poole is a phenomenal offensive player. He'll handle the ball some as well. Get you a few assists, good rebounds, and if he's having an on game at 6K at no ownership, I might have to take a shot. So, well, I think Jordan Poole is nothing more than a contrarian tournament play. I really like him for tournaments on this slate. And I really like Otto Porter Jr. at 4.6K. I think Kevon Looney loses minutes here. I think Otto Porter Jr. gains minutes. At the very least, 25 plus minutes for Otto Porter Jr. Not expecting him to continue to shoot very well, but Otto Porter Jr. is a very good rebounder as well. Basically averages a steal a game too. 4.6K is just too cheap. He should be like 6K. So yeah, I think Otto Porter Jr. definitely looks like one of the best value plays on the slate. Gary Payton was a DNP last game. Now, do I think he'll be a DNP again? I'm not sure. The reason why I thought Gary Payton Jr. was going to be a DNP last game is because Boston is a bigger team. They only have one true point guard in Marcus Smart. And obviously Steph Curry is going to be playing massive minutes. And then the rest of Boston is just wings, so you can't put Gary Payton on them. So if I had to guess, he'd be another DNP, but they also did lose this game, so they might switch things up. So Gary Payton's nothing more than just a dart. And then I really like Andre Iguodala as a punt once again. Steve Kerr really likes playing Andre Iguodala, so I know for a fact he's going to be in the rotation. Now, what he does with those minutes, not sure, but I know he'll be in the rotation, and he's 1.4K. So, yeah, I do like Iggy as a dart. So, hope you guys had a good night, and let's crush these fucking finals. Make sure to go over DFS Sports and talk to us. Have a good night.